What's up guys, Dread here and welcome back to Hiveswap Friendsim episode 10. Now, I promise I'm going to beat this game and that's what I'm going to do. So last time we pretty much went on a date with this chick right here in volume 5. Right now we're just going to be continuing the second half of volume 5 and see where we go. Walking. You're sure doing a lot of that recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're going to be so in shape when this is all over. Provided you still have all your limbs tattooed and your bones uncrushed. Yeah, sorry. You could probably come up with a safer way to travel. A taxi or some sort, a bus system. But you can't read the signs, and you got no money. We broke. Also, routinely covered in blood and bruises. So, walking it is. As tired as you are, your feet still carry you toward friendship. Okay, we already did her yesterday, so we're gonna do this guy. We're gonna do just ask. He's that. I'm guessing. Fuck it. His name's Zebra. We'll roll with it. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Altaria, you're not quite certain the upper class enclaves equal safety for you, but you might as well explore. You never know where you'll find. You never know where you're gonna find your next friend. Our positive thinking must be on your side, because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such unique looks. Is he coming on to me? I think he is. You don't know where you are, do you? By this point in your time in Altaria, you don't know if it's wise to admit that you're lost, naive to the ways of the world. But you don't know what you could say to try and convince this guy that you got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. You have perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivety? Naivety? Fuck it. It'll be fucking fantastic luck right there. It's a good thing that I found you. Not everyone is as respectful of lowbloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make assumptions just because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask what color blood it is? He wants to know my blood color. You hesitate while you're still terrifying and ignorant of Altarian society. You're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about what role blood color plays in this world. Managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do you do? Okay, let's tell the truth. Red, huh? Wow, so unique. I always liked the color red. I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with a red blood before. Yeah, he's coming on to me. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with a red blood before. You don't know what a quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're just as excited for this friendship as he is. You come on strong. Nice. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you with that. I got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the undeserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way, shall we? You follow him down the street. You guess it must qualify as a nice night, because you feel lots of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed in just as nice as Zebra. And to see a few shabbier looking trolls, that must be low bloods walking with the high bloods. Hold on. Sorry. Today is actually Flushed Affirmation Day. You'll see a lot of trolls taking their mate spreads out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flush quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight. Oh great, we're on another date basically, aren't we? That sounds a little weird. He doesn't need to be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friendship with plenty of other friends. Sure, sharing can be a good time if you're into that. Damn. Didn't even buy me dinner first. I could be speaking personally, like maybe 2 low bloods, but I'm not objectifying but not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has gotten to respect each other, you know. Wow, what? I have no idea how your innocent comment about friendship has taken this to this particular place. You said that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing, because who knows how he might misinterpret you next. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of high blood, low blood couples out tonight for the holiday. It's basically Valentine's Day for Altaria. Pretty unusual to see in the neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad, but most of these low bloods are probably with their mate sprites because it's socially adventurous. Pretty shitty of the high bloods to take advantage of that. But not everyone is as socially conscious as I am. I think it's super terrible when high bloods don't treat their low blood mate sprites like queens as they are. You look around all the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable, but some of the high blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to their low blood dates. One troll is dressed in cerulean and is making her shabbily dressed mate sprite kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. It could be maybe a cutesy couple-y thing that you guess, except she sure is laughing a lot, and the heel on her boot is pressing into the back of his neck. Oh. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it seems kind of humiliating. Zebra sees what you're looking at and shudders theatrically. In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips his arm over your shoulders. I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have to see something like that. Trying to think of something tactful and friendly way to move away from his arm around your shoulders when you arrive at what must be his hive. It's the biggest, most McManchia hive on the block. When he stops in front of it, he lets go of you and gestures proudly at his sprawling home. Welcome to my humble abode. I just feel grateful, you know, to be able to share my wealth with the less fortunate. Yes, I did not expect that. I'm surprised I didn't expect that, actually. His name is a dead giveaway for what the fuck he's less is gonna be. When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted by a very disgusted-looking white zebra. No shit, zebras are cool, but they're scary as fuck if you really think about it. It has normal-sized zebra markings all over its body except for around its neck, where dark gray zags form a shape that looks like a bow tie. It's almost like it's wearing a suit. That sounds awesome. You don't know how its zebra face is managing radiate pure disdain when it looks at you, but that's unquestionably energy you're looking at. Bleh. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Don't mind my blesses. He's kind of socially old-fashioned. Ah, so he's racist. Got it. Oh man, that's gonna be funny. But he lets me keep low bloods around the hive to help out and stuff. He's not all bad. Let me give you the grand tour. As he takes you through the spacious hive, you can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as zebras. Okay, I thought I read that weird for a second, but okay. Okay. I'm guessing these are the low bloods that he mentioned. They seem to be all doing chores, sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime and troll-sized bathtubs for other, possibly fresher green slime. Each of them glances at you and Zebra when you're passed by, then looks differentially away. The zebra is following you, and every time you exit a room, it pauses in the doorway to whining out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. Wow, what a dick. You arrive into the empty ballroom-looking space upstairs, where several lowblood trolls are hard at working cleaning up the remains of what must have been quite a party. She noticing how all the trolls there are scrubbing the floors and how they all are avoiding your eyes. See, I told you I've taken plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know? So that's why you don't see other indigo bloods here. Is he keeping slaves? Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing your labor when it's necessary, right, guys? A few lowbloods mutter in affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. He looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. They don't all realize yet that my hive is sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my low-blood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps Celestis has had enough tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of the Zebra's guests. Now, for better or worse, you're all alone, and Zebra has turned all his attention towards you. His smile seems very friendly. I want to see if it's as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. I feel like going out of town to celebrate the Flush Affirmation Day. I have lots of other friends I can introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Or if you're tired, I can show you to the guest room now, where we can have a nice night in. Go out or stay in. You know what? Show me the room. Yeah, I'm all yours tonight, handsome. Weird. You think that you're going out with Zebra on Flush Affirmation Day might potentially give him the wrong idea. And besides, you're pretty tired, so you don't really feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room. Oh, fuck. Hold on, how do I go back? I skipped dialogue, I'm sorry. We got a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of the low-blood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected into the scene. We should go just in case she's there. You could have sworn you told him you wanted to stay in tonight, but okay. You can gather the remains of your energy and go out to this concert with him. That's what a good friend would do. He takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand and put his arm around you a couple of times on the way. So it could be worse. Maybe hand-holding is totally platonic on Alteria? You hope so. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and harmonica who is, according to Zebra, is a lowblood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chinxi's. Okay. You enjoy the tunes as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask him what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? The lyrics are about... Well... They're about a lot of things. Social justice and oppression and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't really get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what I can really say, you know? But enough about the music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on Alteria to talk about your interests. How exciting. You say that you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you. Cool, sounds great. Really interesting stuff. But what's your quadrant situation like? It's hard to pretend you know what he's talking about. Now that he asked you about your quadrant directly, you admit that you have no idea what it means by quadrant situation. Whoa, well, way more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. Damn. Goes into a brief, but not really brief enough explanation. 4 types of romances on Alteria. Mate spreadship, the flush quadrant, which sounds pretty much like human romantic partnerships. Morel, the pale quadrant, which sounds like exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. The Ashen, I'm not pronouncing that, the Ashen quadrant, which you don't understand at all. And Kinsmitude, the Black Cauldron, which sounds like repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. Fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these. My friend tried explaining these to me. It's interesting. You're fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these, but you understand enough to get what he's asking you. He's asking if you're single. This has basically been a date. You tell him that you just want to be friends. Oh god. Of course. I respect your choices. If you would change your mind, I'm right here. And being in a quadrant with influential yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself, it could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive in Alteria. Wasn't he criticizing that kind of high bloods, low bloods, socially adventurous relationship is just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it at all. After another song, the troll at the club slides up to Zebra and whispers something in his ear, skulks off again. He looks alarmed, glancing around him, edging towards the club exit. I just got a tip that there's about to be a culling at this concert. We should get out of here. Definitely agree with them about wanting to get out of here. You look around at the rest of the audience still enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any of the trolls that they're in danger? Oh no, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these low bloods that if culling is coming, could mean risking my life too. Not that I ever tried, but everyone knows that. High bloods here will probably be fine though. But we've got each other's backs. It's important to look after your comrades in the struggle. Sure enough, see that the other trolls here, who are much like Zebra, stand out because he's wearing nice clothes, are casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The Lowbloods are still clapping and singing along with the singer out on stage. No one has given them a tip-off. Come on, we've got to scram. Getting away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you, by the time he decides it's safe, you slow down. You're tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems that you arrived back in High Blood part of town. You wonder if the drones have descended on all those trolls at the club by now. You just can't hear that because the neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from all the violence. Phew, that was a close one. Going to a low-blood cultural event like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks that you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked calling to fight for low-blood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight for authority in the state. He turns to you and takes one of your hands and both of his, looking deep into your eyes. I just think it's so cool of how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. That's because the best way you can contribute as an activist and ally, by supporting me. Speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that. Fuck it. This guy does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you're really Explain that friendship is all you're looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Fuck yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. And many trolls start by being friends at first and enter into a quadrant later. Even if you try to be friends, but then fight too much, that can still prepare you for a quadrant, whatever. Either way, thought of being your friend makes my blood beat a little faster. Sure, you say. That's what you're. Is that what? If that's what we're doing is extrolling the benefits of friendship, then boy, do you have some things you want to add to the list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man, as friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move or take you to airport or non-romantic activities. I think friendship's a great thing to pursue for its own merits. Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Hell yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Did you enjoy the concert tonight? It persuade you into allied for the low bloods, right? You think that you're going by your blood color and how often you've almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet. You're more like a member of the oppressed underclass than you are an ally. We decide not to split hairs and just tell them that yes, you'll be an ally to yourself. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. If you're an ally to the low bloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate sprint. Friend, you correct him. You can be his friend. Right, sure. Yep. I meant to say friend. He lets go of your hand, which is at least counts for partial victory, and winks. Hey, we did it. Does not want to take no for an answer, but hey, still a victory. Anyways, that's where we're going to end it today, so thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Goodbye.